Imagine a civilization that predates ancient Egypt, one that thrived over 5,000 years ago. Welcome to ancient Syria. In this land of fertile plains and rolling hills, nestled between the Mediterranean Sea and the vast deserts of the Middle East, the seeds of civilization first began to sprout. This is where humanity first abandoned the nomadic lifestyle, choosing instead to settle down and cultivate the land. This momentous shift heralded the dawn of agriculture and with it, the birth of settled societies. One of the first great cities to rise from these humble beginnings was Ebla, a flourishing metropolis that emerged around 3,000 years before Christ. Here, in the heart of ancient Syria, a complex society sprouted, boasting a written language, laws and trade networks that reached as far as Egypt and Mesopotamia. As we journey further into the Bronze Age, Syria continued to be a vital player on the world stage. Its strategic location made it a coveted prize for burgeoning empires. Egypt, Babylonia, and the mighty Hittites all sought to extend their influence over this valuable land, leading to a fascinating interplay of cultures and ideas. Iron Age Syria was a melting pot of civilizations. Here, the Assyrians, Persians, and Greeks all left their mark, contributing to a rich tapestry of architectural, linguistic, and cultural influences that continue to resonate today. But Syria was not just a passive recipient of external influences. It was an active participant in this ancient Game of Thrones, often serving as a crucial buffer zone or a fierce adversary. Its people were renowned for their resilience and adaptability, qualities that would serve them well in the centuries to come. So, as we delve deeper into Syria's past, remember this: the Syria we know today is but the latest chapter in a story that stretches back over 5 millennia. It's a tale of human ingenuity, resilience, and the constant drive to build a better world. With its rich history, ancient Syria set the stage for the classical period that was about to unfold. As we step into the classical period, Syria becomes a battleground for the world's greatest empires. A land of strategic importance, Syria was coveted by many, and the first to stake his claim was none other than Alexander the Great. In the late 4th century BCE, Alexander swept through Syria, leaving in his wake a Hellenistic influence that would echo through the ages. After Alexander's untimely death, his empire was divided, and Syria fell under the rule of the Seleucid Empire. This era was characterized by a blending of Greek and local cultures, an amalgamation that birthed a unique Syrian identity. However, the winds of change were blowing once again. In the 1st century BCE, the Roman Empire set its sights on Syria. Under Roman rule, Syria flourished. The introduction of Christianity during this period further diversified the cultural tapestry of the region. The architectural marvels from this era, such as the city of Palmyra, still stand as testament to the grandeur of Roman Syria. But the wheel of history kept turning, and by the 7th century CE, a new power was rising in the east: Islam. The Islamic conquest of Syria was swift and decisive. Under the Umayyad Caliphate, Syria became a vibrant center of Islamic culture and learning. Damascus, the caliphate's capital, was adorned with architectural masterpieces like the Umayyad Mosque, a symbol of Islamic Syria's spiritual and cultural vitality. Each of these periods left its own unique imprint on Syria's landscape, culture, and people. The classical period saw the birth of a distinctive Syrian identity, shaped by the hands of Greek, Roman, and Christian influences. The Islamic conquest brought a new religious and cultural dimension, integrating Syria into the expanding Islamic world. The classical period and Islamic conquest not only shaped Syria but also left an indelible mark on world history. Each era, each conquest, each cultural shift added a new layer to the rich tapestry that is Syria. And as we move forward in our journey through Syrian history, we'll continue to unravel this complex and fascinating story. Syria's history took a dramatic turn as it entered the era of colonialism and modern history. As the dust of the ancient and classical eras settled, the Ottoman Empire rose, extending its rule over Syria for 4 centuries. A period marked by administrative reforms, cultural amalgamation, and occasional revolts, this era left an indelible mark on Syria's socio-political landscape. Then came the spark of World War I, a global conflict that reshaped the world, and Syria was no exception. The war brought about the end of the Ottoman Empire, leaving Syria in a state of uncertainty. In the aftermath of the war, the infamous Sykes-Picot Agreement carved up the Middle East, with Syria falling under French control. This arbitrary division of land sowed the seeds of many conflicts that the region continues to grapple with today. Under the French mandate, Syria experienced a tumultuous period of resistance and rebellion. The French introduced modern infrastructure and administrative systems, but their rule was also marked by repression and economic exploitation. Syrians, however, weren't going to let their fate be dictated by foreign powers. The struggle for independence was fierce, marked by protests, revolts, and an unyielding spirit of nationalism. This struggle led to the establishment of the Syrian Republic in the mid-20th century. It was a period of hope, a moment of triumph for Syrians who had long fought for their right to self-determination. However, the road to true independence was not smooth. Political instability, coups, and conflicts continued to plague the young republic. The fight for independence paved the way for contemporary Syria, an era of turbulence and transformation. From the ashes of colonial rule, a new Syria emerged, carrying the weight of its rich history and the hopes of its resilient people. But as we will see, this period would also bring its share of trials and tribulations, shaping the Syria we know today. Contemporary Syria, a period marked by political upheaval, military coups, and eventually the onset of a devastating civil war. As we journey into the second half of the 20th century, we find Syria under the influence of the Ba'ath Party, a political faction advocating for Arab unity and socialism. Their rise to power in 1963 marked a significant turning point in Syria's history, setting the stage for a lengthy period of political stability, but not without its fair share of struggles. Just 8 years into the Ba'ath Party's reign, Defense Minister Hafez al-Assad seized control, establishing a strongman rule that would last for 3 decades. Under Hafez, Syria experienced significant economic growth and modernization, yet it was also a time of political repression and human rights abuses. Upon Hafez's death in 2000, the mantle of leadership was passed to his son, Bashar al-Assad. Optimism initially surrounded Bashar's rule, with hopes of political reform and modernization, but the promise of a new dawn soon faded, as Bashar proved to be just as autocratic as his father. The year 2011 marked a turning point for Syria. Inspired by the Arab Spring uprisings across the Middle East and North Africa, Syrians took to the streets to demand political change. But these peaceful protests were met with violent repression, sparking a brutal civil war that has devastated the country and its people. The Syrian civil war is a complex and multifaceted conflict that has drawn in numerous international actors and caused an immense humanitarian crisis. The war has left hundreds of thousands dead and displaced millions, creating a generation of Syrians who know nothing but conflict. Yet, amid the rubble and ruin, the spirit of the Syrian people remains unbroken. They continue to strive for peace, justice, and a better future, demonstrating a resilience that is nothing short of extraordinary. Contemporary Syria is a testament to the resilience and fortitude of its people amid the challenges they face. Syria's history is a tapestry of ancient civilizations, imperial conquests, and modern-day struggles. We've journeyed from the dawn of civilization, through the classical period and the Islamic conquest, into the era of colonialism, and finally arrived at modern Syria. Now let's take a moment to reflect on the rich tapestry we've woven. Ancient Syria, a cradle of civilization, gave us the world's earliest known alphabet and harnessed the power of agriculture. The classical period and Islamic conquest brought unparalleled advancements in science, philosophy, and architecture, shaping the contours of the modern world. In the throes of colonialism, Syria was reshaped yet again, this time by foreign powers. This period left an indelible mark on its political and social structures. In modern history, Syria has navigated the tumultuous currents of independence, nation-building, and conflict, all of which have shaped the contemporary Syrian landscape. Now, to make sure you've been keeping up, let's dive into a quick quiz. Question 1. Which ancient civilization from Syria is credited with creating the world's first known alphabet? Question 2. During which era did Syria experience significant advancements in science, philosophy, and architecture? Question 3. Which foreign powers played a key role in Syria's colonial period? Question 4. What were some of the major challenges faced by Syria in its modern history? Take a moment, jot down your answers. No rush, we're not timing you. As we navigate the complexities of Syria's past, we gain insights into its present and hopes for its future. The threads of history continue to weave an intricate pattern, one that is constantly evolving. As we unravel these threads, we gain a deeper understanding of the world we inhabit today. Thank you for joining us on this historical journey.